hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chat Bout with Rosalee Henry, the seven-figure Doula Whisperer. And we are so excited to be here because we are promoting that we are transforming lives one conversation at a time. And we are very much passionate about that. So tonight, this evening, we're going to be talking about team building, delegation, and also financial awareness. So you guys, you all know I am so passionate about the maternal community. And my goal and my mission is to make sure that each and everyone who is working, serving our clients, serving our moms, serving our parents, right? The parents have a sustainable living. This is such a passion-led field. And a lot of times people who are in this field are doing it because that's something that they're passionate about. But they're working. They're doing the work. So how can we help for them to have a sustainable living? I know for sure that having a sustainable living in whatever you do, you're going to want to do it. You're going to be happy to go to work, right? And if you are happy to go to work, you enjoy what you're doing, you're having a sustainable living, we'll be able to make a dent in the maternal mortality rate. We'll be able to, create a great impact because people are going to want to be able to go to work. They're going to feel passionate about what they're doing. So we're here now to help each and every one to now turn their passion into profit. So one of the things that I was able to do in my business to grow is to identify what areas we need help in because we cannot do everything. And if you are trying to do everything in your business, you are definitely going to be the bottleneck. You're going to clog everything up. So I'm here to help you to see where you can identify where you need help, how you can build a team, what a team should look like, who you need on your team, and then from there, how do you delegate the task? So, Mr. Bizel, I know we've been doing this for a while. So, when I first started, this was my baby. And it was so hard for me to let go and bring other people into the space to help us. But by me doing so, we were able to grow and scale at a faster rate. So I know sometimes you'll be getting on me and like, okay, Rosalee, you need help. But like I said, that was my baby. So can you share with the audience the difference you saw not only in the business but also as me personally because it's like sometimes for me it's hard to separate work life from personal life and I had to learn that. Now I've done so much better because now I have balance. So can you share with the audience the difference you saw when I was able to not only have just a team, but a trained team, a team where I would be able to now go on vacation, do things and trust the team and know that everything is okay.
Well, where do I begin?
Be nice.
One of the main things that I noticed when you finally decided that you could not do it all, and I realized you wanted to do it all because you started this thing from scratch.
Hmm.
But once you realized you couldn't, and you realized that you only have 24 hours in a day, but there were more clients than you could handle, it started to dawn on you that it was better to get 1% of 100 people working than 100% of you doing everything and burning yourself out.
Yes.
And yeah, we had some interesting conversations
Hmm.
about that in the very beginning. But once you got to that point, business grew, things started happening for us. You actually de-stressed a lot
Hmm.
because you weren't concerned about, okay, I've got to get this done, I've got to get that done, and while I'm getting all of this done, I still got to go work for a client.
Hmm. That's
Once that
true.
really got through to you that you could actually run things instead of doing everything, the dynamics of the business change. And you also realize that the business could grow faster by you simply running things from the background, showing people how you wanted it done. That was important because you want to make sure that everybody was doing it the same way because it was your reputation, it was our business's reputation on the line. So yes, it was important for you to make sure that people did it the way you want it done, but you had to learn to just trust and let go and realize that there are other people out there that can be just as good and represent the company as well as you would.
Yep.
Once that was done, then things started to really happen for us.
Right. And I think that's one of the things that helped me so much to be able now to relate to my clients who I'm coaching because I have lived it. I have been through it. I've experienced it. So now I can tell them like, hey, sometimes you're going to have to like, take a chill pill. You're going to have to, not micromanage everything. So the first thing that you have to identify is the type of team that you want. Who do you want on your team? First, you have to make sure that you get people on your team who have the same vision, share the same vision, the mission for your business. So for me, the maternal community, I want to make sure that everyone that is part of Mothers Helping Hands know that the clients come first. They know that we're there to provide emotional support, physical support, and educational support. We're not there to impart our belief on the client, right? So not because when you were growing up, your mom put you on your stomach to sleep, no, you're going to walk in and tell the client that, hey, this is the way to do it because the baby's going to sleep longer. No, that's not your child.
No, it isn't their child. And again, like I said, you had to show them a particular way of doing things. And what even you had to come to realize after a while is that every family is different.
Yes.
Every household is different. And though there are specifics that the family wants, we also had to adhere to certain rules and regulations
Yes.
that had to be taught. And we had, more specifically you had, because you were actually in the household, had to learn to step back and say no. Because of these rules and regulations, I can't do certain things. But if that is what you want, then you can do that, and I will still follow my rules and regulations and keep everything, happy.
Right.
And
Or
you
find
also
somebody else who's
find
going
somebody else to do it. And we also had to learn to deal with the mixed families. Every family was different, be it traditional, single family, same sex, different religions. All of that came into place. But once we had a certain set of rules, regulations, and procedures in place, we were then able to deal with whatever situation came up.
Right. And that goes into, like I said, recruiting team members who has the same vision of you and know your mission and will be willing and able to adhere to your policies and procedures. So it's not only about, skills. Like I said, they have to be passionate about the maternal community just as I am. So they can't, there's no way around that. Like I said, ensure everyone understands and aligns with the vision and goals of your agency. It's your business.
It is.
Right.
Your business. You want them to align. But I think one of the other things that you had to learn was to detach emotionally, because you were really, as you say, passionate about this business. Not just what it does, but because it was ours. But you also had to learn to detach emotionally. You could not get caught up in how you felt when it came to certain business practices.
That's true. That's true. And that came from me investing in personal development, because being the first person in my family to have a business at this level, I didn't have anyone to teach me, business skills. So I pretty much learn as I go until I realize that, hey, I need help. And I'm always preaching personal development. The best investment that you can make is the one that you're making yourself. You have to be able to be trainable. You have to be able to be teachable. And for me, I am going to find someone who has already gone through it, who already made all the mistakes that need to be made, has already, worked with all the kinks.
Yeah.
So it's going to be so much easier for me to follow than for me trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah, that also is something that a lot of business owners in general need to understand. It's okay to not know everything.
That's true.
It's
I don't want to be the smartest person in my
the circle.
business.
Yeah,
No,
you always
no,
want to surround yourself
no.
with people that are smarter than you, and you also have to understand that having those smart people around means that you need to listen. You don't always have to agree. You don't always have to follow their suggestions, but you do always have to listen.
Yes.
And if you listen, 9 times out of 10, you will find the right direction, which
Yeah.
we've done.
You'll definitely pick up something. Definitely pick up something. So, like I said, invest in training and development. Also, always emphasize the development of both technical skills and soft skills like communication and empathy. You have to be able to communicate. Like I said, you walk into a home or into a situation, and someone may say something to you, but because you're so bent on what you feel that this is the way you want to do, or this is the way you're taught, or this is the way you're not even listening to what the person is saying.
That can be the case, especially depending on the family, their structure, their beliefs, their religion. All of that can come into play. But I think what we also learned along the way is, yes, you can follow the family instructions. Yes, you can bend and acquiesce to what they want, but you also have to know where that line is. You have to know if what they want is going to, quote unquote, endanger the child or put you in a position where you know that you have violated either a rule or something state mandated or even company mandated.
Yes.
And it's not always a matter of saying no, it's a matter of saying, this is what I can do.
But it goes back as owners to invest in training for your staff.
You have to invest in that.
Because
you have to let them know.
Yeah, because a lot of times is that, if you don't know, you don't know. Right? And for real, because you and I, you know that we have hired workers who has gotten training from other companies, right? And they have gone into clients' home and do some stuff where you think that should be common sense. Not even say that's something you should have even be taught during training, but that should be common sense, and it still did not get done.
Yes.
It's not common. So, as an agency owner, as a business owner, it is very, very important for you to make sure that you have ongoing training for your staff. Invest in personal development. Like us, we pay for people to come in and train and train our workers.
Exactly.
Leadership training. Right?
Yeah, and that's all
So
part of the business structure. You've got to be able to do that. You've got to be able to teach your people, and it has to be ongoing, like you said, because things change.
Right.
Rules change, state mandates change, even just the general climate when we went from everything being normal to COVID.
Exactly.
And now from COVID to we kind of sort of maybe possibly on the other side of getting back to normal.
Right. Because I remember, during that, having, workers have to go in to care for newborns, or workers have to go in to care for the elderly. We had to quickly,
Adapt.
get policies and procedures and, and adapt.
Yeah, had to adapt. We had to come up with
and training.
The proper PPEs and training and everything else.
Right. So, but another thing to always, suggesting to my clients during coaching is that we have to create a safe space for her workers to be able to come to us and talk to us. Let us know what's going on, within the company. Let us know how they're feeling.
Right.
Right? Because if not, then we won't know. So we want to make sure that we are creating that space, that culture for a business that we want people to be happy to be working with us.
And that is a little strange. It even took our workers time to get used to that because most people are just used to hitting the clock, doing the job, going
Right.
home. When we introduced our culture of, yeah, we still need you to do the work, but how's the baby? How's the little cat? How's the
Right.
new pet? How's
Right.
the husband? How's the wife? That took some getting used to for them, but now that we do
But
that on a regular
I'm gonna
basis,
get on you for that one though, because I remember even in her group chat, right? I was removed from the group chat because I was too involved, right? And yeah, and I remember HR. I remember HR. You know, you guys had your meeting behind my back, right?
yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Behind
did.
for real, behind my
I
back.
admit it.
But because I mean, like I said, you know, this is my baby. I started this from scratch, right? So I've been through the whole process from being a nanny, you know, postpartum doula, newborn care specialist, being in the home to now running the business. So I know what it feels like. And my workers will tell you, you know, I'll text them, you know, they at work at nights, you know, I'll check in on them, right? And you guys feel like, you know, I was just like, you know, too involved. So you kind of took me out of the group chat. But you
As
know,
I said during that time, it was because of
I was on a lot of stress too. I must
the
say that.
emotional toll
Yeah.
that it was taking on you.
That's
Because,
true.
yes, you want the workers to work, but you also want to be involved and be a counselor and be this. I had to get you to understand there is a separation between personal and business.
Yeah,
And it took
it's not
a
even about
while.
personal. For you, it was like worker and boss. That was it. That was it. It was like
was
worker and boss. And for me, it's like up to now. I address everybody, teammate.
And that's
Right.
fine. I have no issues with that. What we had to get you to, though, was we had to get you to learn to take the emotions out of it because you got wrapped up sometimes, and you know you did,
That's true.
deeply in some of your workers' issues, and it affected the home life. But once you learned to turn that off, then it got better.
Well, that's where personal development came in. You know, I got training, you know, I got exposed to, you know, what it's supposed to be like running a business because like I said, you know, I just had a vision for this. I saw the need for it and I turned it into a business. So I had to learn. And like I said, that's the reason why, you know, I'm just so fitted in this space where I'm helping others to navigate that because I've gone through it. So now I'm not only telling you because, hey, you know, social media say this, but I'm telling because of personal experience, you know, so I can share, you know, both side of it. So on that, so now that we're on the topic, right, the next thing I want to talk about is delegation,
Okay.
right? Because that too was, you know, kind of hard for me, you know, kind of like telling people what to do. But
Giving up the power.
I give, yeah, giving the, no, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but
because you wanted
honestly,
control of everything, and you had to learn.
yes,
there are
I'm
those
gonna
that you put in place.
I'm gonna admit that, yes, and I'm sure that as entrepreneurs, I am not the only one who have
no.
been through it
Oh no.
because I am helping others now, you know, how to see things differently, right? A lot of times we are the bottleneck in our business and we're the ones who are keeping our business back.
Because you want to do it all and you can't.
I wanted, not anymore.
Okay.
Now I
Yes,
have a
you
team,
wanted to do it all,
right?
and you
So
can't. And
that's
you had
that's
to
that's true.
learn to put strategic people in place.
Yes.
And the other half of that, which I know you still don't like, is sometimes you have to throw out those people in those places.
Yes,
and replace them.
I'm gonna touch on that too because at times that's kind of hard for me. It's like I am not the type of person to say you're fired, and so thank God for my HR team.
And me.
Yeah, and you. Yeah, so yeah, on you. So thank God for my HR team because you know, like you said, it's emotion. You know, it's like, but I've learned now to hire slow and fire fast. It's just that I don't do it. I have somebody else who does it. Right?
Again, delegation came into play.
Exactly.
But until you got to that point,
Right.
I was the axe man.
That's true. That is true. So, but first things that, when it comes to delegation, you want to make sure that you have all your SOPs. So everything that you're doing in your business, make sure that you're documenting, you're writing it
And
down
it's
because,
repeatable. And it's repeatable by having that document.
yes, because for us, we were able to hire one, not one, yeah, we were able to hire one person. So I was able to train that person, and then that person was able to train the rest of the team. So I would not be stuck in that training phase.
Exactly. And
So that
to
really,
this day, that person has still been your number one.
yes, 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 yes. That is true. So it goes back to knowing who you need on your team and hiring the right person for the right role. Because sometimes it's like we hire somebody for this role and we end up having them doing this, and things are not going to get done because that's not their role. They're not working within their role. So you have to have clear SOPs. You have to make sure that you have a clear job description, and also make sure that the person know exactly what their role is, right? So they're making sure that they know their role and they're working within the scope of their role, because the last thing you want is people not doing what they're supposed to do. You write them up, and next thing you know, Department of Labor is involved. So you want to make sure that you have clear definition to prevent any overlapping. So everybody know what they're supposed to do and do what they're supposed to do, and then all I had to do now is a check and balance.
True.
Right.
Just go behind and make sure everything that you wanted done was done, and
Right.
if it wasn't done, you inform the proper person and let them handle it.
And let them handle it. And then there goes automation, because now we have different things in our business, CRMs, so we have places where everyone task is in one place, and we have the progress. We know who is supposed to do what. We know what's late.
What's on time and what needs to be
Right.
sped up a little bit.
Exactly.
So yeah, what people have to understand, and what we learned the hard way, because we really didn't have all this mentorship until later on in the business,
Yeah.
is processes are important, procedures are important, delegation is important. With all of that, growth has to take place. Change is going to come and has to be accepted.
Yes.
Those are the things that
Have to be adaptable.
we had to go along with it.
Yes.
Especially if you want your business to expand. If you just wanted to stay mom and pop, great. That's fine. That may be all you want. But if you really want it to grow, please understand, change is going to come. Things are going to happen. Issues are going to pop up, and you're going to sit down and say, what happened?
I know. Yeah, you have to be
But
ready.
you have to adapt.
Yeah,
And
you
the only
you
way
have
to be ready is to just be ready.
Yeah.
You can't prepare for all of it.
Yes, you can prepare by having your team and having everything in place. So that's the way of preparing. Some things you cannot be prepared for,
Exactly.
but the things that you do have control over, like team building, having your SOPs in place, having your policies and procedures in place, making sure that everyone is on the same page, everyone understand their role,
True.
then you will be on the path of having a sustainable and successful business.
You will. You still have to accept the fact, though, that issues are going to come up. You have to accept the fact that every now and then something's just going to slap you in the face,
Right.
and you're going to say, what
Right.
was that?
Yeah.
But you have to learn to deal. You
Right.
have to learn to roll with the punches, and you have to accept the fact change happens.
Yes. And the thing that I've learned is the way you operate in your business is 100,000. It's different when you get to, when you get to 250,000. It's the different when you get to 500,000. It's a different when you get to 1,000,000. It is so different. The policies and procedures, the systems, right? Your SOPs, they're going to change.
They have to.
So that's where I say you have to be adaptable and you have to be open and willing to learn to change. You have to invest in personal development because if you have never run a business before, if you don't have someone there guiding you, you gonna mess up big time,
Oh, you're gonna make mistakes.
right?
Mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect in whatever business you're in. And so yeah, the guidance, the teaching, the mentorship is a must. I guess my only thing with that though is if your mentor is honest with you, they're going to tell you things just happen.
That's true.
But if you have that person behind you that has gone through it, that makes it so much easier.
Yep. You have to have someone who believe in your vision, even as a coach, who believe that
And
what
what you're
you're,
doing.
yeah, who believe that what you're doing, you're going to be successful at it. What you're doing, if it's a passion, you'll be able to turn it into profit because they're going to give you the steps to get to that point. So I am so thankful that, we sought out other people who have gone through this before.
And we're able to help us.
And yeah,
We're able to help
yeah,
us.
yeah.
I think one other thing that we need to throw in there is you have to be willing to put out the money.
Yes, yes, yes. You have to be willing to invest at the, what is it? Invest at the level that you want to achieve. So don't expect that you're going to hire a coach for $500, but you want to make $500,000, right? It ain't going to happen.
You're going to have to understand that it is an investment.
There you
You're
go.
going to have to understand that from a business standpoint, it may affect the bottom line because you have to put it out.
At first.
But in the long run,
Yes.
that bottom line will turn oh so black, oh
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
And those zeros will
Continuously,
start to come in.
because
Yes.
when you already invest in yourself and you have that knowledge, that's something you can use over and over and over and over
And you
again.
can translate
Yeah.
that into other
Yeah.
things, other
Right.
businesses, or get your business to that next level.
Right. Because one of the things that I teach in the coaching is collaboration, and the main thing of collaboration is relationship. So when you already establish relationships, that can take you places that money may not even be able to get you into.
Because relationships allow you to be in the room.
Exactly.
Relationships
And
can
we
get
know
you-
that.
Yes. Relationships
And we
can
know
get
that-
you in front of the right people to help you get to that next level. And depending on the type of relationship it is and the person that you have the relationship with, you might be able to get into that room for nothing out of pocket. It's just a matter of being personable.
Yes.
It is a matter of being open. It is a
and
matter
be
of
present.
being able to be present and to be able to articulate what it is you want, need, and desire for your business.
Exactly. And also, not only what you want, need, and desire for your business, but how can you help the other person's business? A lot of
That
time,
too
a lot
comes
of
with
time,
collaboration,
yeah, a lot of time is like you meet someone and it's like, okay, me, 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 me. It's not always about you. It's like, what can you give to that person? How can you help that person? For me, I always ask people, how can I support your clients?
Right?
How can I help you to support your clients?
Right? And by helping them support their client, that can be other business avenues for yourself.
Exactly. But I don't make it be about me. It's like, how, for a pediatrician, how can I support your clients?
Exactly.
What are your clients' needs? Because in return, especially like here in Atlanta being such a transitional city, right? A lot of people reach out to me moving here who is pregnant, and they'll ask me, do you have a referral for a pediatrician? Yes, I do, because I have a list of resources. Do you have referral for a lactation consultant? Yes, I do. Do you have referral for a pelvic floor therapist? Whoever, because I make sure that I am a resource when it comes to maternal health.
That has been a good thing for us also because you are able to not only refer them to someone that can help them in a specific area, but now the name of Mother's Helping Hands, Seven Figure Doula Whisperer, is somewhat imprinted because you were able to help them out. So
Yes.
now, I know somebody that could use that service. Let me turn them on to you. So
Right.
yes, being able to be that resource for someone has dual benefits,
Right.
has multiple
Right.
benefits.
And a lot of time clients will call, and even if they don't use my service, and I'll still ask them, is there anything else I can help you with? If even during the conversation, because a lot of time, even though the price and everything is on the website, people will still call me. We'll have a conversation, then they'll ask the price. When I tell them the price, they may say, I'm sorry, it's not something I can afford now. But we have such a good conversation even before that I still ask them, since you're already planning to breastfeed, would you like for me to refer you to a lactation consultant, or, do you already have your postpartum, plan? Do you have a birth plan? Are you planning on using a labor doula? Are you planning on using a midwife? So I still want to be a resource because I just don't want to just turn someone away because you just never know. As you know, a lot of time we get a call back after they have the baby anyway, or I can suggest to them that, if you're thinking of baby shower, I could suggest to you that the service is something that you could ask your friends to pay for. And we know a lot of friends have done that, who have used the service and they turn around and buy packages for their friends
Friends.
because it's needed. It's like how many diapers you need or how many, outfits, or even people already have. What do you give to someone who already can afford to buy for themselves? Help.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that we have been pushing a lot is that stigma of not getting help.
Yes.
Help
Yes.
is necessary in a lot of situations. Help is not saying that you can't. Help is just saying you want to do the best you can.
Yes. And
And
having help
sometimes
is,
that
yeah.
requires outside
Yeah,
help.
and a lot of times is having that help. It makes you so much more rested. So now you are a better. You're feeling better. Your confidence is up. You're not sleep deprived. So now you can see yourself being the great mom you want to be because now you feel good to, helping your newborn or a spouse or even a sibling or even just being around because mental health, being tired, sleep deprived, no help, that's going to affect you. So thanks for touching on that. But I just want to close my part out so you can get to talk about financial freedom because that's the other thing. Like I said, just want to be able to push and support and talk about, you know, doulas having sustainable living. We are going, we are at the forefront of bringing lives in, right? So we want to make sure that they have a sustainable income.
Income for those workers, in my opinion, is very important because of the service that is provided.
Yes.
That's a very intimate, very personal service,
And needed.
needed service, and they should be compensated for not only the actual physical work, but the emotional toll that
Yes.
it takes.
Yes, the
Because
burnout, the burnout, the burnout, the
you
burnout.
can't tell me that being, even if it's a male caretaker, being an adult, dealing with a newborn infant, getting attached, making sure that that child is taken care of, even though it's not yours. This is a field you chose to go into, so that already shows that you're an emotional, empathetic, caring person.
Yes.
It takes its toll, and you should be properly
Right.
compensated for that.
And that's the reason why we created, my membership program, and I'm inviting everyone to check it out. We're going to drop the link in the chat. This month is my birth month, guys, so I'm offering 50% off for our membership because I would love to have you in my membership where I can help you to grow and scale your business so you can make an impact on your income while serving your community at a higher level. So we're going to take a break and then we'll be back, and Ms. Bizel is going to talk about financial awareness because, we want to make sure we empower you, mind, body, soul, and on your income. Mr. Bizel is here and he's going to share with us some financial awareness tip because that is so, so important. After you build a team, you delegate, and money coming in, what do you do with that money? So we want to make sure that we're covering you know all aspect of business. So go ahead, Mr. Pizzell.
First of all, I want to say good evening to everyone. The thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, which I think is important and that a lot of people, especially in our community, just don't really understand, is how they can put their money aside, let it grow tax free, and deal with compounding. And it's called life insurance. Most people look at it completely wrong. They look at it as a death benefit, but it is called life insurance for a reason. And the reason that it is called life insurance is that for decades, those in the know, those that have had money, those that are able to get their hands on money, have been able to use it to increase their wealth. They have been able to use it to grow the funds that they already have, again, completely tax-free, using compound interest and not having to deal with probate. For example, a lot of people don't know that most of the major banks in the entire country have trillions of dollars in life insurance. Why would a bank have money in life insurance unless it was making them money? That's what I'm trying to get people to see and to understand. And you have to stop looking at it as just a death benefit. Depending on the structured life insurance that you have, especially dealing with newborn families wanting to prepare for that child's educational future, for that child's possible ability to get a house, car, start a business, or even for that family to be able to retire in a manner that they don't have to have their children taking care of them. You have to understand how to use a properly structured policy. Within that structured policy, there are ways that you can use compounding interest instead of getting just the simple interest that you're getting from banks, other institutions, and even those savings programs on your jobs. Now, this is stuff that I didn't know years ago. I just started really getting into this and learning this, and now that I do know, I'm a little upset about it. Because had we known this back in the day, especially when I was younger, when I saw my parents just doing those little $5 and $10 policies, knowing now what I know and their agents could have told them better ways of doing things, it really is just heartbreaking. People could actually set things up now with a life insurance policy so that by the time they retire, you could retire on $60,000 to $100,000 a year coming in without changing your tax bracket. You can invest money over and above whatever you would get on a 401k, those cafeteria plans and everything else. And again, it is tax-free, people. It is letting your money grow without having Uncle Sam stick his grubby little hands in there and taking part of it from you. And it is also a way to pass on your legacies without having to deal with probate. And one other thing I'll bring up real quick is that it's also called life insurance because you can use it while you're alive. Should you be diagnosed with a terminal, chronic, or critical illness of some kind, you can actually take the money out of the policy, most of them up to 90%. Where else are you going to be able to get that kind of money to help you live if you have some type of medical issue? And please understand, that is one of the major things that cause bankruptcy in this country, are medical crisis.
Yes.
Medical
That's
bills
true.
put a lot of people out of their houses into total bankruptcy. But if you have that properly structured policy, you don't have that problem. And again, for those with newborns, this is a way for you to put money aside, not only for yourself, but for that child, so that when it comes down to college education, they won't need loans. They will have the cash money readily available for them. They won't need to worry about paying on something for the next 20, 30, or 40 years, or getting someone in office that understands that it is a major debt and giving them a break, because they will have the money to do it themselves.
Yep. Yep.
So I implore people, talk to me about how you can better prepare for your financial future.
How can they reach you?
There's information all over. You can reach me in multiple different ways. I'm going to drop a few links in the chat. You can reach me at service@truecoverageinsurance.com. I'm going to drop a link for my webpage in the chat, or you can give me a call at 678-551-2098. And again, all of this is tying back into dealing with newborns and families of newborns. Because not only do you need the care, not only do you need the support and the help, but as you know, when they come along, finances change. You're now dealing with a new mouth to feed, a new person to clothe, education is coming down the pike. You want to have a good time with them. They're going to want things, they're going to need things. This is a way of you making sure that you have that financial power to make sure things get done. So please, talk to me about it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pizzell. So I also want to encourage my listeners to join our membership program to gain more insights and support building and managing your own successful team. Like I shared with you, this is something that we have gone through that has helped us to grow and scale our business. And I want to make sure that, you have that information also. So please, I'd love to have you in our membership. My number is 678-898-4005. You can find me on Instagram at 7-Figure Doula Whisperer. So Doula is Doula and the word Whisperer. I look forward to having you in our membership. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining. If you have any question, please feel free to reach out to me. My website is www.mothershelpinghandsatlanta.com. And my Facebook page is The 7-Figure Doula. Or you can hit me on my personal page, which is Rosalee Henry, Rosalee. So until next time, take care. And again, I look forward to having you in our membership. Have a wonderful evening.